I'm Jennifer Feigenbaum. I'm the Executive Director with Family Promise of South Sarasota County. We're located here in Venice, Florida. We serve the Alice population who lives here in South Sarasota County. We have seen a huge rush over the last year with COVID in the families coming to us for services because a lot of families are struggling. Things that we're finding right now actually is that about 50% or more of the families coming to us for help have never actually experienced this kind of thing before. These are new families who've never been in a position where they were struggling. And so it's this whole new thing for them. And it's really difficult. It's causing a lot of issues for the family, mentally, emotionally, for the children who become homeless during this. It's very difficult. Actually, a child who has experienced homelessness is 9 times more likely to get held back and have to repeat a grade. One of the things that I do say a lot when I talk about our families is that a lot of them don't qualify for the funding that's out there. And one of the reasons that they don't qualify, HUD's rule for homelessness, to be considered homeless, you have to have slept in a place not meant for habitation. And so they actually don't qualify as homeless and can't access the majority of that funding. A lot of families, Alice population families who are struggling, they're living paycheck to paycheck, especially right now. And they cannot come up with $3,000 or $4,000 to move into a new place. This whole epidemic has just been, it's been a learning curve for everyone. If we pull together as a community, I know that we can address this and we can better our community.
My name is Chris Johnson. I'm the CEO at Suncoast Partnerships in Homelessness. We are the lead agency for the continuum of care in both Sarasota and Manatee counties. We've been monitoring homelessness, of course, for years here in the Suncoast. And fortunately, the eviction moratoriums have been in place. There has been a lot of additional rental assistance funding that's come into our community. However, that has limited reach, believe it or not. We're really concerned about those Alice families that are in our community. Those are on the edge of poverty and on the edge of homelessness as well. The concern is really the fact that a lot of the federal funding that's coming into our area has income limitations on it. Those income limitations are at 80% of the area median income. And believe it or not, Alice families for survival budgets here in Sarasota are above that limit. So they're not eligible for a lot of those federal funds that are coming in. So I'm really grateful for groups like United Way that are coming in and stepping in to fill in that gap that's out there. I mean, if you look at their Women United project, right? Alice families, if you break those numbers down and you look at single female head of households, 74% single female headed households are at that Alice level. I mean, you look at that compared to male headed households or married, you have 64% in male, and then you get down into 28% when it comes to male or married heads of household. So that population is one that we are very concerned about because there are kids involved, there are families involved. This affects generations, and we know that children that experience homelessness have a higher risk of experiencing homelessness themselves as adults. That's where we can stop this. And so that's why I'm so very grateful for organizations that have come in and said, you know what, we know this money's coming from the federal government, and that's wonderful. We've been able to impact and prevent a whole lot of families from entering homelessness, but it doesn't meet the full need in Sarasota County. We need those funds that come in that fill the gaps that aren't filled by other sources. And so for that, we're extremely grateful for United Way and for Women United.
My name is Ray Gomez. I go by Ray. Parents split when I was 3 years old, so I had to play a dad to my younger brother who's about 1.5 years younger than me. So I learned how to cook at an early age, how to do laundry, how to stay independent. And for a while, it just led into me not asking for help at all. It was embarrassing asking for help, asking for food. So for 2 months, I went home. There's no electric in my house. So Christmas was in the dark. There was no food. Even though I had a friend that actually, have an organization, a charity that gives out food to family, but my pride, I didn't want to do that. And at the same time, I also say, you know what? There's other people who are in more in need than me, right? I didn't understand this concept of taking care of myself first. So I was always a giver. So anyways, I go through all that, and the day after Christmas, 2018, walk to my door, there's a note, you have 15 days to get out of your apartment. This is your eviction notice. And I'm like, Merry Christmas to me. And I got another job, but I was in debt. I ended up sleeping in the car. So for a year, I was sleeping in the car, house to house, just because my mom said, after 10 days, if you're not making a paycheck, find another job or get out. Right now, I'm sitting number 2 in the Silver Cup race for Cutco. That's like the Super Bowl. And that's the cup that I want to win for everyone, homeless, those who are depressed, having suicidal thoughts. In my category, I'm also number 1 in the country as well. That's what I need to do, but I am putting myself first. And I learned that it's okay to put yourself first, because if you can take care of yourself, you can show others how to take care of themselves either. So you just got to pick and choose. So that's kind of a little bit of my story.